Greetings to you, dear friends. Here's hoping that you've had a nice time progressing in the project up to this point. Once again, I should emphasize that if you have any questions, you can contact us or message us through Telegram, and we will certainly help you in whatever way we can. So, in this part of the project, I should state an important point about clashes that can be really helpful to you. Firstly, we've optimized the mechanical file, and you can find the improved version in the version 4 of the file, and I'm just going to compare the differences and changes between the version 4 and previous versions. We're still working on the version 4 file, and our mechanical engineer is analyzing it to make revisions. And we will also be sure to put this file for your access, even if it's seen as a presentation file, but try to abide the copyright laws, because the moral sense has to be taken into account for as well. Now you can train with it, and if you want to put it in your resume as a sort of presentation, it's fine, but try to keep the moral aspect in mind as well. So as we said, we had the previous versions and the current revisioned version. So if I open this up, we can see the exported files, which we can select and open up in the project. Right now we want to see what changes have occurred and where. And we basically want to see what has our mechanical engineer changed, what's been erased, what's been added. Now if we want to find these out manually, it will take a lot of time, but if you want to do it using the Navisworks, we can select both of them and select the compare option next. Then for the categories, I'll just go with geometry for now and press OK. Then we'll have to wait for the process to be finished. Alright, now if you pay attention to the plan, you can see all the four colors in the matrix have been used. The white means no changes, the red means major changes, and the yellow and cyan or turquoise mean that minor changes have happened in these areas. So right now we have the version 3 here and the version 4 here. So in version 3, some of our sewage pipes were sticking out of the suspended ceiling. In the update, we moved this higher so we would prevent this clash. Or some of the pathways hadn't been drawn yet, and now they've been updated. You can see the location and the positioning is much better now and it's improved. And other changes such as these which are apparent. Now using this version of the file will improve our work quality significantly. So for now, I'll select a new Navisworks file and close this one. And then we can load up our own file, the NWF. Alright, so let me open up the browser and then change the format to NWF and open up the file. Alright, so now we want to replace the old mechanical file with the new one. So we can go over here and first select the append option, open this up and select merge. Alright, and now in the browser we can select the version 4 of the mechanical file and open it up in the project. And now you can see it's added here with its own unique design. So now I'll select and delete the version 3 of the file because it's not in use right now, and we could have hit it as well, but I just didn't want to get the file too heavy. Alright, and now if we take a look at the selection tree, we can see that the sets have gone away because the project has been set on the other file. It's no problem, we can go in the plan and select this. We can just get an example of each type and then select the same type. Alright, then select this one as well. Then we have the siphon up here, and then we have a reducer here which we can select, and I think that's about it. Alright, and we can right click on the sanitary and hit update. And then we get to the topic of the duct here, the MEP ducts that we have. So we already know how this part goes. So after selecting this, we can open up the properties and go over to the elements tab. And then we'll have to see what we have under the value of category, and then we can copy that. Then open up the find items tool, and here I'll select the MEP version 4, open up the space here, then put the category under elements and the property under category. Now this equals the ductwork that we selected. Then I can hit find all. Then I'll right click on the fabrication ductwork and press update. Alright, we'll leave the rest be for now and we'll just get it saved. And then we can just close these and open up the Clash Detective tool. Alright, then I'll pin it and close the properties. And in the Clash Detective, I'll select update all. Alright, and now down in results. So here we have about 40, and under this one we can see the subgroups and the groups that we have. And now you can see as the file has been updated, these clashes have been resolved because the pipes were relocated and the clashes were resolved. Alright, and now we don't have any issues in these parts, and that's extremely valuable to us. And alright, after that, we have this compact option up here, which gets rid of the resolved clashes in order to keep it more organized. And if we go into this one, we can see the resolved clashes here as well. Alright, and now we can use the option to get rid of these resolved clashes as well, and only keep the new and active clashes. Alright. And now this one where we have the 36 clashes. Over here, as an example, I'll select the clash 27 that we have down here, and then we'll be redirected to the viewpoint. Alright, so the first way that we can resolve this clash is selecting the clash itself and the item, and then we can see the properties of the item down here. We have an option here that says switch back. Now, what does this refer to? If we select the pipe that we have here, and first let me just hide the other element, then we can select the pipe, and if we right click on it, we'll see the switch back option, which reverts this back to the Revit file, and it will be resolved. After it's resolved, it needs to be exported out of here and brought back to the Navisworks. Now this process may take some time, and it may be reasonable for 1 or 2 clashes, but not too many. Now 36 might seem a lot, but sometimes you may have 100 and 200 clashes in your projects. So how can we resolve this? One way was the beam collaboration, which was under the BCF formats that we've previously talked about. And another method, we can use a combination of the Dynamo, Navisworks, and Revit to resolve it. So for example, let me first close the items and then select the report option here. Now here we should select the items that we want. Let me just go back over to the results. In some cases, we can give it certain assignments, meaning we can assign this particular clash to, for example, our mechanical engineer. So here in the assign clash, we'll write the mechanical engineer. And then you can give them the description and the explanations as well. And you can change the status as well. For now, I'll put this one on active, and we can also reserve a comment for the clash as well. After we've filled the description, such as here, we can put in the comments in the description box as well. So as an example, I'll put the status of the clash 26 on reviewed. And then let's go someplace else, select this clash and put it on approved status, and we can assign it to our mechanical engineer too. And overall, other options that we have here in the Clash Detective. So for now, I'll save the file and then go over to the report tab. Now here we can get our outputs using the formats that we want. We'll go with X